Hey Taurus, welcome back to the channel. I just sat down to do your reading, and honestly, the energy coming through right now is pretty intense. I've been getting messages about someone from your past and what's happening in their life right now, and I have to say, the cards are revealing something really significant. So if you've been dealing with someone who brought toxicity into your life, someone who maybe hurt you or caused you pain, this reading is definitely going to resonate with you. Let me shuffle the cards and see what the universe wants to show us about this situation. Alright, Taurus. So I'm pulling cards specifically about this person who may have been toxic in your life, someone who you've moved on from or are in the process of releasing. The energy I'm getting is that karma is working in real time right now, and this person is experiencing the consequences of their actions. Let me start pulling cards and we'll see exactly what's unfolding in their life. The first card I'm drawing here is the Devil. And wow, this card is so telling right from the start. When I see the Devil in this position, I'm immediately picking up on the energy of someone who is trapped in their own self-created prison. This person, this toxic ex or toxic individual from your past, they're stuck in patterns that are destroying them from the inside out. The Devil represents addiction, unhealthy attachments, materialism, and being bound by your own worst impulses. This person is living in a reality where they're completely enslaved by their own negative behaviors. What I'm seeing here is that this person never learned their lesson. After they lost you or after the situation ended between you two, they didn't take time to reflect or grow. Instead, they doubled down on the same patterns that caused problems in the first place. The Devil is showing me someone who is caught in cycles of self-destruction. This could be literal addictions like substance abuse or alcohol, or it could be toxic relationship patterns where they keep attracting the same drama over and over again. They might be jumping from person to person, trying to fill a void that can never be filled because they refuse to do the inner work. The really significant thing about the Devil card here is that it shows someone who is choosing to stay in their own hell. The chains around the figures in the Devil card are loose enough to slip off, but the people don't remove them. This is showing me that your toxic ex has every opportunity to change, to grow, to break free from these patterns, but they're not taking it. They're comfortable in their dysfunction because it's familiar. They'd rather stay in the toxicity they know than face the discomfort of real change. I'm also getting that this person is extremely focused on material things and external validation right now. The Devil rules over earthly pleasures and superficial pursuits. This person might be posting on social media constantly, trying to show everyone how great their life is, but it's all a facade. Behind closed doors, they're miserable. They're trying to fill the emptiness with things, with attention from others, with short-term pleasures, but none of it's working. The universe is showing me that while they look like they have it together on the surface, internally, they're falling apart. For you, Taurus, this card is validation. The universe is confirming that walking away from this person was absolutely the right choice. They haven't changed, and in fact, they've probably gotten worse. The Devil is also a reminder that you can't save someone who doesn't want to save themselves. This person has to hit rock bottom and make the choice to change on their own. And right now, they're nowhere near that point of awakening. Let me pull the second card to see what else is happening in this person's life. Oh, this is interesting. I just drew the Ten of Pentacles. And at first glance, you might think this is a positive card. But in this context, it's actually showing me something really revealing about what this person is losing or has already lost. The Ten of Pentacles represents legacy, family, long-term security, and the things we build over time that actually matter. This is the card of lasting wealth. Not just money, but emotional wealth, family connections, community respect, and a life built on solid foundations. What I'm seeing with this card is that this person had the opportunity to have all of this. Or maybe they did have it at some point, but their toxic behavior has cost them everything that truly matters. The Ten of Pentacles is showing me that the karma they're experiencing isn't just about superficial losses. They're losing or have lost their reputation, their family connections, their sense of belonging in a community, and their chance at building something real and lasting. I'm getting strong energy that this person may have burned bridges with family members or close friends who tried to hold them accountable for their behavior. The Ten of Pentacles is about generational blessings and being part of something bigger than yourself. And this person has cut themselves off from that through their own actions. Maybe their family has finally had enough of their drama and distanced themselves. Maybe mutual friends have seen their true colors and stopped associating with them. Whatever the case, This person is experiencing isolation as a direct result of how they've treated people. There's also this sense that this person is realizing what they've lost. The Ten of Pentacles can indicate looking back on what could have been. They might be seeing other people settling down, building families, creating stable lives, and they're recognizing that they've sabotaged their own chances at that kind of fulfillment. With you specifically, Taurus, they may be realizing that you were offering them something real and substantial, but they were too caught up in their toxic patterns to appreciate it at the time. I'm also picking up financial consequences here. The Ten of Pentacles is a money card, and in this negative context, it could indicate financial losses or instability. This person might be struggling financially because they've made poor decisions, burned professional bridges, or they're spending money recklessly to maintain that facade we talked about with the Devil card. The universe is showing me that what they're losing isn't just emotional or relational, it's affecting every area of their life, including their financial security and their ability to build a stable future. For you, Taurus, this is more confirmation that you made the right choice in walking away. This person couldn't offer you the stability and lasting partnership that the Ten of Pentacles represents because they don't have that within themselves. You deserve someone who can build something real with you, and this person proved they weren't capable of that. Let me pull the third card now because I want to see more about how this karma is specifically manifesting. Okay, I just drew the Four of Pentacles, and this card is giving me such clear insight into this person's current mindset. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on too tightly, being controlling, having a scarcity mindset, and refusing to let go even when holding on is causing harm. This person is in a state of fear and desperation right now. What I'm seeing is that as things start falling apart in their life, their response is to grip even tighter to what little they have left. The Four of Pentacles shows someone sitting on a throne, clutching their pentacles, with one under their feet and one pressed to their chest. They're so afraid of losing what they have that they can't open up to receive anything new or better. This person is operating from a place of deep fear and insecurity. This could be manifesting in several ways in their life right now. They might be desperately trying to hold on to a relationship that isn't working, refusing to let go even though it's clear it's over. They might be clinging to a job or a living situation that isn't serving them because they're too afraid to make a change. They could be hoarding money and resources, being stingy and unwilling to invest in themselves or their future because they're terrified of scarcity. I'm also getting that this person is extremely closed off emotionally right now. The Four of Pentacles indicates someone who has built walls around themselves so high that nothing can get in, including love, help, or support from others. They've been hurt by the consequences of their own actions, and instead of being vulnerable and doing the work to heal, they've shut down completely. They're not letting anyone close because they don't trust anyone, but really, the person they don't trust is themselves. What's really significant here is that this controlling, closed-off energy is actually making their situation worse. The Four of Pentacles is a card of stagnation. When you hold on too tightly, you block the flow of energy and abundance in your life. This person is so focused on protecting what little they have that they're preventing anything new or positive from entering their life. They're stuck in a loop of fear and control, and it's keeping them trapped in their current circumstances. For you, Taurus, this card is showing that this person hasn't learned to be open, vulnerable, or trusting, which are essential qualities for any healthy relationship. Even if they tried to come back into your life, they're still operating from this fearful, controlling place. The Four of Pentacles is validation that this person still has so much inner work to do, and until they learn to let go of control and fear, they're going to keep experiencing the same patterns and the same losses. I'm getting the sense that the universe wants me to pull another card to see what's coming next in this person's journey. Let me see what comes through. Okay. The fourth card is the Two of Wands, and this is really interesting in this context. The Two of Wands is about planning, decision-making, and standing at a crossroads looking out at possibilities. This person is at a point where they have to make some serious decisions about their future. What I'm seeing with the Two of Wands is that this person is starting to recognize, on some level, that their current path isn't working. They're looking at their life and seeing the destruction and the losses, and they're realizing they need to make different choices. The Two of Wands shows someone holding a globe, looking out from a castle, contemplating which direction to go. This person is in a moment of assessment and potential decision. However, and this is important, the Two of Wands is just the beginning of a journey. It's the planning stage, not the action stage. This person might be thinking about change, considering different options, maybe even talking about making changes, but they haven't actually committed to doing the work yet. They're still in the contemplation phase. And knowing this person's patterns from the earlier cards we pulled, there's a real possibility they'll just keep planning and thinking without ever actually taking action. I'm also getting that this person might be trying to decide whether to reach out to you or not. The Two of Wands can indicate someone weighing their options in terms of relationships. They might be sitting there thinking about you, comparing their current situation to what they had with you, and considering whether they should try to reconnect. But here's the thing, Taurus, even if they do reach out, the earlier cards have shown us that they haven't actually done the inner work necessary for a healthy relationship. They might be recognizing what they lost, but recognition isn't the same as transformation. What's significant about the Two of Wands in this reading is that it represents a choice point. This person's karma has brought them to a place where they can no longer ignore the consequences of their actions. They're being forced to look at their life and make decisions. They can either choose to do the real work of change and transformation, or they can choose to stay on the same path and continue experiencing the same painful patterns. The universe is giving them an opportunity here, but whether they take it or not is entirely up to them. For you, Taurus, this card is a gentle warning. If this person does reach out or try to come back into your life, be very discerning. The Two of Wands shows someone thinking about change, but thinking isn't doing. Unless you see real concrete evidence that this person has done deep inner work and made significant changes in their life, any attempt to reconnect is likely just them trying to escape the consequences they're facing, rather than genuinely wanting to build something healthy with you. Let me pull the fifth card because I want to see what the ultimate outcome is for this person if they continue on their current path. Oh wow! I just pulled the King of Cups. And this is such an interesting card in this position. The King of Cups represents emotional maturity, mastery over emotions, compassion, and being balanced between the head and the heart. In its upright position, this is who this person could become if they do the work. What I'm seeing here is that the universe is actually showing this person's potential for transformation. The King of Cups is the most emotionally evolved card in the Cup suit. This is someone who has been through emotional turmoil, faced their demons, and come out the other side with wisdom, compassion, and emotional stability. The fact that this card is appearing in this reading suggests that there is a path forward for this person if they're willing to take it. However, and this is crucial to understand, the journey from where they are now to becoming the King of Cups is long and requires dedication, self-reflection, and probably some form of therapy or deep healing work. The King of Cups has learned to master his emotions instead of being controlled by them. He's learned to be vulnerable without being weak, to be compassionate without being a doormat, and to maintain healthy boundaries while still being open-hearted. This is not an easy transformation, especially for someone who has been stuck in the toxic patterns we've seen in the earlier cards. I'm getting that this person's soul knows they need to evolve into this King of Cups energy, but their ego is still resisting. The King of Cups requires humility, the willingness to admit mistakes, and the courage to face uncomfortable truths about yourself. This person has a choice in front of them. They can continue down the path of the devil, staying trapped in their patterns and losing everything that matters, or they can choose the harder path of true transformation and potentially become this King of Cups. What's interesting is that the King of Cups is also about making amends and taking responsibility for how you've hurt others. If this person does choose the path of growth and healing, part of that journey would involve acknowledging the pain they caused you and others, not to win you back, but because it's the right thing to do. True emotional maturity, which the King of Cups represents, includes accountability and the ability to apologize sincerely without expecting anything in return. For you, Taurus, this card is a message of hope and completion. It's showing you that this person's journey is theirs to walk, and whatever they choose, it doesn't affect your path forward. You don't need them to become the King of Cups to be happy and fulfilled. You're already on your own journey of growth and healing. If they do the work and transform, good for them, but that's for their own soul's evolution, not for your benefit. You're moving forward regardless. Let me pull one final card to see what message the universe has for you, Taurus, about this whole situation. The last card I'm pulling is Strength, and oh my goodness, this is such a perfect card to end this reading on. Strength is about inner power, courage, resilience, and gentle confidence. This card is a direct message to you about how you've handled this situation and what you're being called to embody moving forward. What I absolutely love about the Strength card is that it shows a woman gently taming a lion. She's not using force or aggression, she's using her inner calm, her compassion, and her quiet confidence. This is exactly the energy you've been embodying throughout this situation with your toxic ex. You didn't need to fight them, attack them, or seek revenge. You simply walked away with your dignity intact and trusted that karma would handle the rest. And as we've seen in this reading, karma is absolutely doing its job. The Strength card is telling you that your power lies in your ability to stay true to yourself, maintain your boundaries, and move forward with grace. While this other person is falling apart and dealing with the consequences of their choices, you're growing stronger. You're learning to trust yourself more deeply. You're recognizing your own worth and refusing to accept less than you deserve. This is real strength, Taurus, not the kind that comes from dominating others, but the kind that comes from knowing who you are and standing firm in that truth. I'm also getting that the Strength card is validation for how you've handled any feelings of anger, hurt, or resentment towards this person. The lion in the Strength card represents our primal emotions, our raw feelings, our instinctive reactions. The woman taming the lion represents the conscious choice to acknowledge those feelings without letting them control us. You've felt the anger and the hurt, I'm sure you have, but you haven't let those feelings turn you into someone you're not. You haven't let this person's toxicity poison your own heart. That takes incredible strength and emotional maturity. The Strength card is also a message about self-compassion. As you move forward from this situation, be gentle with yourself. Healing isn't linear, and there might be days where you still feel the sting of what happened or wonder if you made the right choice. The Strength card is reminding you that you did make the right choice, and any moment of doubt is just part of the human experience of processing loss and disappointment, even when that loss is ultimately for your highest good. I'm getting really strong energy that the universe is incredibly proud of you, Taurus. The Strength card often appears when we've been through trials and have emerged on the other side with more wisdom and resilience. You've been tested by this situation, and you've passed the test. You've chosen yourself, your peace, and your future over the comfort of the familiar. Even when that familiar thing was toxic, that's not easy, and the universe is acknowledging your courage. What's also significant about Strength appearing here is that it's a major arcana card, which means this situation has been a major life lesson for you. You're not just healing from a toxic relationship or situation, you're evolving into a stronger, more self-aware version of yourself. The lessons you're learning now about boundaries, self-worth, and recognizing red flags early will serve you for the rest of your life. You're not going to repeat these patterns because you've genuinely learned from this experience. Looking at all 6 cards together, Taurus, the story is so clear. Your toxic ex is caught in the devil's trap of their own making. They're losing the stability and legacy of the 10 of Pentacles. They're desperately clinging to what little they have left. With the 4 of Pentacles, they're at a crossroads with the 2 of Wands, trying to decide what to do next. They have the potential to become the King of Cups if they do the deep work. And meanwhile, you're embodying the Strength card, moving forward with grace, courage, and integrity. The message from the universe is so clear. Karma is absolutely real, and it's playing out in this person's life right now. But more importantly, you don't need to watch them fall apart or wish them ill. You've already moved on emotionally and spiritually. Their journey is theirs, and your journey is yours. And your journey is so much brighter and more fulfilling than anything you could have had with them. So Taurus, as you move forward from here, I want you to really embrace that strength energy. Keep being gentle with yourself while maintaining firm boundaries. Keep choosing yourself and your peace. Keep trusting that the universe has something so much better in store for you than what you left behind. This person was a chapter in your story, but they're not the whole book, and the next chapters are going to be incredible. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Have you been dealing with a toxic ex? Are you seeing karma play out in real time? Share your experiences because your story might help another Taurus who's going through something similar. And remember, you're so much stronger than you know, and you absolutely deserve all the love, respect, and peace that's coming your way. Sending you so much love and positive energy, Taurus. Keep being the amazing, strong, resilient person you are. I'll see you in the next reading.